Okay.
Запись начал? Okay, ready?
Yes.
Great. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you all again, and thanks for coming and your time. Before the project, let me introduce our team members. My name is Elnur. I'm the project leader and chairperson of this meeting. And Timur and Ardan are design engineers. Erwik is technical engineer, and Mirzabek is sales engineer. Here you can see the agenda of this meeting. Do you all receive the agenda and the blueprint?
Yes.
Yes, guys.
Okay. And here you can see the agenda and our goals and items to discuss. As you can see, we have 5 items to discuss today, and let me stop the. Okay, and this meeting will give us an opportunity to understand the client needs more, and to see if we can help to solve them if there is additional problems. And let me introduce our project and the solution package briefly first. So as we know, the WISES company is a local publisher that have textbooks for secondary schools. And the WISES company wants to convert textbooks into ebooks and present it to secondary schools. So our task was to create an platform and website or application that can combine the e-textbooks and also interactive learning tools such as video materials, audio materials, and quizzes, teacher guides, and of course, workbooks. Let me show you the requirements for the here. Here you can see the requirements that the WISES company has set to us. I will read briefly all these things. First is ability to use ebooks in groups, wide range of materials, easy and interactive interface, ability to work and read offline mode, and access ebooks from any device. You can learn the details in our blueprint. And what is our proposed solution? Proposed solution is that we are creating and developing a platform, which name is Reconnect. It's web-based platform and mobile application that can convert textbooks to ebooks and then introduce to the secondary schools. The access to our application can be obtained by the annual subscription, after the purchase of which students can access all the textbooks for 1 year. this was all for my part, and now I would like to invite our design engineers Timur and Erdan to show some aspects of software design. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ilnur. So now we move to application information. The purpose of our project is to give students and teachers a unique and comfortable experience and simultaneously fulfilling all customer criteria. So therefore, it is integral to describe all functions that will be available to the users. So in accordance with all of these clients criteria mentioned previously by Yelnur, so the teacher functions of the project include, first of all, a special button on the website to create rooms with students to give additional tasks. Second, ability to upload any useful data to the website, like tasks, materials, guides, comments, video and audio materials as supplementary information. Third function is a special grade submitting service inside the e-library. So they will be able to give marks and comments on each student's work. And fourth function for teachers is option to download students' works while having an internet connection in order to later be able to view submitted works when offline. Now we move to functionality for students, and this is comparably with all of the client's requirements. Next functions were added for students on the platform. So first of all, it is ability to join rooms with teachers and other students, ability to use a built-in messenger to communicate and plan meetings. Second function is upload work as photos, text, and PDF files with auto JPEG, PNG, and PDF converter, which is going to be implemented into the platform in order to make it more comfortable to use. Third point is accessible workbooks. At the end of each textbook, if there is a workbook, a special button will appear that will move students to answering it. And the fourth function is ability to download materials to view them offline. Of course, the same for the teachers. And although all the necessary conditions of the clients were met up to this point, some new features were added to the project for it to be more unique. So first is when teacher releases the task, students will receive notification and will be able to download it. And second is students will have an opportunity to apply for grade evaluation appeal, but only for a limited amount, so that doesn't cause too many problems for a teacher. Now we move to system design, and I want to quick have a showcase of our website layout. So simple, constant blue, gray, and white color scheme. At the top of the screen, you can see 5 interactive buttons, which leads the user to the next pages. So my cabinet, it has my tasks, messages, grade evaluation appeal, rooms, etc. All of these functions available in my cabinet page. Next, we move to the who we are page. So there is basic information about us as a Reconnect company. Next, we move to contacts of Reconnect for commercial offers, as well as error and crash reports, so that people can easily access us. And yeah, so here you can see information sent, etc. So, and at the bottom of the page, there are links to our project secondary software like YouTube channel, link to download in Play Market, and etc. So this is our website and our design. Yeah, so now I stopped sharing the screen and yeah, and pass the turn to our second design engineer, Erdan.
Thank you, Timur. So how to access our library? There is 2 ways to access our library, application and the website. Both of them are applicable for support versions of iOS products, Windows, Android devices and electronic books. The major requirement for the devices is processing recent versions of browsers. Now let me introduce the base of our library, language. We will use JavaScript as a main language. This language provides us some significant benefits, such as fast coding and variety of functions. Therefore, we could fulfill our purpose to create comfortable and interactive website and applications. File type of our books. I want to mention that some of our books are complex. I mean, books from our partners could contain videos and audios, which most of books file doesn't support. For this reason, we will use a EPUB and PDF file to utilize these advantages. I think I do not need to mention that book type files are interactive and convenient for users, such that you could easily take notes, change fonts, and other features. So there's also some functions on our library. I will tell on how they are based. As you could notice, we need to implant reader and messenger into our applications and websites. The messenger by itself is just sending text and files between users. I'm sure that implanting this simple function will not be a problem. About the reader, we already have working version of this function from previous projects. The remaining of work are some corrections. About hardware, in fact, server. Let me explain how it will work. All operations such as libraries, groups, and messaging will be on our hosting server. The wide range of active users and speed we will use other servers as clouds. For example, Google Drive. That could reduce workload on the main hosting server. By this method, we also could reduce costs because we don't need larger hosting server and make optimizations. Also, hosting server will help us to properly control and keep safe our library. That's all I wanted to present. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Erdan. And now if client representatives have some questions and comments, you can ask and add these.
And can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
In your, I look up your blueprint, and there's some question about the privacy issues and how to solve the privacy issues or enhance the privacy, or something like this, like the system maintenance.
You mean privacy issues? Sorry.
Yes, I think yes, the privacy issue. I think
Oh,
the books. Yeah.
I see.
So regarding privacy issues, there are several kinds of them. So first of all is financial, because we have annual subscription plan. So we need to secure the payments. So this will be done via bank transfers, so SWIFT transfers. So they will be secured by the banks and by the contracts with them. Regarding a secure of data, so like if we don't want to have a situation like Facebook had last year with all the personal data gone into the online websites. So we will be implementing certain features in our servers, which is going to be like the future plans of our project development. Because now we are doing the website itself, and only when we are going to have a test launch, we will implement this system, which will secure all the personal information of the clients, so that no one can see it and no one can use it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Timur, and our client representatives. Do you have any more questions? Okay.
Yeah, may I ask a question? So you've mentioned the autosave feature of the student work, and as we can see now, the Google Doc has a function that saves the user's work whenever they stop typing. So is your system support this type of saving that because I see in your blueprint your system only supports the saving for every 10 minutes, but in 10 minutes a student can write a lot of work, I believe. So how do you deal with it?
So okay, thank you so much for your questions. So I think it is really a good question. So I think that because it is still in the first phase of our products, um so we will only focusing on like 10 minutes for autosave functions, but uh thank you so much for the suggestions so that we can improve it like the Google Docs system. So every typing that and work that the students do will be auto-save every seconds and every text.
Also, Eric, may I please add to your answer? So possibly in the future, we may, as a design engineer, we can add a special interactive buttons in our website so that you can manually save your work anytime you want. Like when you're typing a document, you can press Ctrl S and it saves all the information you've changed. So we may add this interactive button. So thank you. We will implement it in our project.
Thank you very much. I think it's time to continue, and I would like to invite our technical engineer, Eric, to tell us about technical issues.
So, okay, thank you so much, Eleanor, for the chance. So, firstly, now I will talk about the data access and security, which can be found on the page 12 of the blueprint. So, firstly, I will talk about about 4.1, which is the copyright issues. So to solve this kind of issues, we have categorized the book into two groups, which is the curriculum books and additional books. So for the curriculum books, we will ask the government to give us some access to convert the book into an ebooks. And secondly, for the additional books such as the research paper and other additional sources, we will act as the fund distributor who will distribute the money to the author of the books based on their performance. And now we move to point 4.2. So after the school submit the data of the students and settle the subscription fee, our software will create a random username and password for every student. To make it more understandable, I have put the examples of a random username and password in the blueprint. Next, we have the system protections. So for the system protections, we will use the secure e-library management system. The system consists of three main components, which is the supervisor, administrator, and users. The supervisor administrators can be the head of school, can assign a new administrator, such as the school teachers, to access the database. So if we can see from figure 4.1 and 4.3, we can see that we can create a new administrator and users by inserting some required information, such as the username of the school teachers or the users. And now we move to the to 4.4, which talk about the system backup and recovery. So for this part, we will have an autosave functions that have been that come from your questions before. So these autosave functions will help the students to store their work to the main server regularly every 10 minutes. These autosave functions can help the students to avoid some internal issues, such as device error or internet difficulties. Secondly, we will also have an alternative servers to store the work of the student every day. It will help us to prevent some problems such as damaged data and lost data that can be caused by a lot of things such as the server updates or server maintenance and also hacker. And in 4.5, we will also have system maintenance on monthly basis. The aim of this maintenance is to fix some issues, adding some new resources from another author, and also adding some new features, which can make our product become more useful and also comfortable to use for you. Now we move to point 5, which talk about the testing launching of our product. So the testing will be divided into 2 parts. On the first part, we will do an internal manual testing to test our software. And if it passes all the tests, we will move to the second part of the test, which is the crowd-based testing, which will test some aspect in our product, such as the compatibility, performance, functionality, stability, scene, and usability of our products. All of the definitions of each test has been written in page 15 of the blueprint. So I think that's all for my part. And do you have any questions?
Thank you so much, Eric. Do our client representatives have questions and comments?
Again, may I ask a question?
Okay.
Sure.
You have mentioned the backup data security and the backup system of your system. So I would like to ask that are you considering to construct a local backup system that's store the user data to the hard disk in that's cannot connect to the internet, and for the purpose of avoid hacker attacks physically? And yeah, that's my question.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for your questions. So, actually, we haven't done a lot of research on that, but thank you for your suggestions. So, I think that we will use but we believe that we will need another server to store the data, because we will need to prevent some problems such as hacker and system maintenance.
Okay, thank you so much for the questions.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
And yes, I can ask you a question about the SELMS system, and how can you have mentioned in your blueprint part 4, and how can the SELMS system be interactive and study environment and also being safe on the data transmission at the same time?
Oh, okay. So as you can see, from the figure 4.3 and 4.4, the administrator or the school teachers can create or add the new user. So which means that only the user that created by the administrator can access the database that will be used on that course.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much. Let's continue. Now I would like to invite our sales engineer, Murzabek, please.
Thanks, Elnur. First, I want to break down the project timeline and stages. We will need about 1 month for preparation. What I mean is we need 1 month to create a prototype. Then we will require about 3 months to develop the final product. And after that, it would be necessary to give us 1 month to launch the product. And totally, we will need about 5 and 6 months to complete and launch the final product. Such a timeline would allow us to be prepared to present the product before the school year starts. And about the costs. We would need 2,500 HKD to develop and launch the website. This cost would include the infrastructure capacity to meet the demand of all the users. What I mean by infrastructure in this context is the amount of stress the platform can endure. And therefore, the website will be ready to handle all the students using the app simultaneously. And 400,000 HKD would be required to buy the hardware, specifically ebooks. Reconnect is in partnership with Pocketbook International SA. They provide our clients with ebooks at a discounted price. Since we're in partnership with them, their ebooks are compatible with our platform. We would require 80,000 HKD to convert text files, video files, etc. to the required format and integrate into our platform. And the most of the money would be required to pay for the yearly subscription to access our platform. After paying that fee, the platform will be available to the school with all the features and functions that were described by my colleagues previously. And this fee would also include the technical support and training that will be provided to the teachers to use the platform. After the fee has been settled, we will provide these after-sales services. This includes the technical support. We have the prepared team to address all the technical issues that might arise during the use of our product. The service will not require any additional fees as long as the subscription plan is valid. And about the training to use our website. Our platform is very user-friendly and it's not complicated to teach how to use it. So the course will be only 2 days, and during these 2 days, teachers will understand all the details required, how to mark the assignment, how to mark the exams, how to create rooms, and how to communicate with each other. And after the training was provided, the Reconnect will send the team of workers who will hold the presentation for students on how to use the app. And about our credentials and awards, we are closely working with hundreds of schools around the world, and we received a lot of awards during our work. In 2020, for example, Wall Street Journal recognized Reconnect as the most ambitious e-textbook provider. In 2018, scientific journal Springer has confirmed that our practices are scientifically designed and our services have a positive impact on students' learning experience. And about our past experiences. Our biggest collaborations include the collaboration with Khan Academy and Brilliant. We integrated famous Khan Academy videos into our books and made a deal with Khan Academy where they agreed to provide us with exclusive books that are only accessible on our platform. And we also signed the contract with Brilliant, and for the last 4 years, they have been providing us with specifically designed quizzes for textbook material. And our clients are greatly satisfied with our products. Hundreds of schools we are providing services right now have become our long-term partners. And that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for attention.
Thank you, Murzabek. It was our last speaker. And now I would like to ask our client representatives, do they have questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So what kind of schools are your best customers?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
What kind of schools are your best customers?
Most of our customers are from USA, like 250 US schools are working closely with us to use our services.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for the sales engineer. I want to ask what is the cost of the system, of your ebook system, and what is the advantage to let the client choose you?
I think that if schools want to use hard copy books instead of electronic versions, they would spend much more money to provide schools with books, and it's also not really eco-friendly. And our 1-year subscription can save a lot of money for schools.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Will you put the system into a real school to run the test, or just to run the test in a laboratory?
I can answer this question. Actually, we have two testing stages. The first testing stages is manually testing, and developers and in laboratory will test it. And the second stage is in the stage of product launching. It means that users and students, teachers will test this application before we present it to other schools.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We don't really have time, so I think we should continue. In the end of this meeting, I would summarize some key points. Our client's company has provided us new ideas that we will develop as suggestions. It's such as improving after saving system, and also the security of our application and website. I think we will discuss these 2 points in the next at the next meeting. And also today we have discussed all the items in the agenda. And I would also like to ask you about the next meeting, when you are available to meet us again.
Yes, madam. From a perspective, I think the next week or and to the end of the April, we will be available.
Okay, it suits as well. And if this project suits you and your requirements, I would like to discuss about the contract signing, maybe this meeting or the next, if we don't have time.
Yeah. Yes, we have time.
Okay, thank you so much for your attention and time, and see you again next meeting.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Okay. And that's okay.